The purposes of this particular video is to go through the planning document for your social entrepreneurship task 3 for your PLP. This is a really important document. It's something that you'll want to go through very carefully. You'll want to try and answer these questions thoroughly so you can have a successful outcome essentially. As we saw from the first video, we're going through the process of coming up with solutions and enacting using something called Solutions Fluency, 6 Ds. It's just a simple-ish way to remember different processes in designing a solution and implementing it. The first one is about defining. So this is where you do your initial brainstorms about what it is that what it is that you're doing. So what does adding value to others look like? What are some potential problems? So this is really where you do your divergent thinking. Anything goes. What are problems? Full stop. And brainstorm as much as you can. The next part is all about kind of honing your thinking about that. It's called Discover because it's a little bit of a there's a bit of a research component in a sense. What is it that you could do? What is it that bothers you the most? This is where you should be looking at your team's skills, talents and passions to make sure that this is something that you can all build upon and utilise the interests you already have and the talents you already have, and then develop new ones. And finally, this is an important part because really you need to have a sense of what a successful task 3 would look like. So hopefully as a class you can come up with a bit of a definition. What would a quality social enterprise actually look like? What would a successful task 3 social entrepreneurship look like? It will have to have certain parameters in order for agreed upon parameters in order for you to meet those parameters. So, for instance, a successful task 3 wouldn't look like my problem is litter in the school. I'm going to pick up litter. That's not what a successful social enterprise would look like, or a successful social innovative project would look like. Define those parameters. And in order to do that, you have to have a bit of a sense about social entrepreneurship, which is the discovery part. And there is the resources in the PowerPoint and also in the first flip video to give you a bit of a sense of what a social enterprise would look like, so you can have a sense of what a successful one would look like. Third part is the dream part. So again, this is your divergent thinking, your creative thinking. What could you do? And you can be pretty kind of broad and big here, but you should also be starting to hone in, exactly what particular problem are you going to try and address. There's lots of ideas also on the PowerPoint and the first video. The design part is particularly important because this is where you're really honing your ideas. You've had your divergent thinking, now you're kind of converging your thoughts into how will this actually work. And this is an important part of the personal and social capability because it's got all those the metacognition stuff about like, where am I up to? What do I exactly need to achieve? And how will I get there? These are essential skills for, anything that you're going to be doing. One of the ways that you can do it is using the SMART goals, and you'll know that from task 2. So the S of the SMART goals is about being specific. So what exactly are you going to be doing and for what purpose? What's your goal? What exactly will it look like? What's the problem and how will your project achieve it? Second part of that is being specific is what capabilities are you going to be developing? Everyone's doing personal and social capability, but you will also select another one that you'll be doing, and what exactly will that look like in this project? So for instance, personal and social capability is going to be looking like the self-management, the metacognition, the time management, the communicating and collaborating, ensuring you're doing what you need to do. Measurable is the M in the SMART goals, and this is important because you need to know what success looks like in order to achieve it. So how will you know you've done what you set out to do? Be specific in there too. This is achievable, and AR is achievable and realistic. So here is, again, stepping out really specifically how you're going to achieve it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. How are you going to communicate your project? Who are you going to approach for support? It's no good sitting there and thinking, oh, here's my great idea, but I don't know how to do it, so I'll just kind of put it off. The personal and social capability is all about, well, here's my idea, I don't know how to do it. Who can I get as an ally, or who can I speak to move this forward? And finally, the T in the SMART goals is about being timely. So what exactly is your time frame? You've done your step 1s, you might have more than 4 steps. And what's your time frame for that? You have a very specific time frame for your panel. That's in week 4 of term 3. So in between that time, what exactly are you going to do? And again, your personal social capability requires that, developing that, and that's part of your assessment. You'll be assessed on how well you developed it. Requires you to check in on yourself. So this week, did I do what I planned to do this week and the next, etc., etc. This is a checkpoint spot, the design, and that's when you submit this particular document to the PLG teacher and to the PLP steering committee, of which I'm part, and some other students are part of. And we'll give you feedback and hopefully give you some ideas of how you can move forward. And at this point also, your class might want to select one project to undertake. So there are a lot of talented PLP teachers, and maybe when you hear some of the other people's ideas, you think, yep, I really want to be involved in that on a kind of a bigger scale, utilising all our talents and resources. The final part is about delivering your project, and that's where you record evidence, you reflect on it, your SMART goals, and you want to address these questions. So, what were your SMART goals? And you probably want headings for each of these questions. What were your SMART goals? To what extent did you achieve your SMART goals? How did you achieve your SMART goals? And what capabilities did you develop and how? Remember, you're all doing personal and social. What was the other one you selected? How did you develop it? And then you're going to present your project to the panel in week 4 of term 4. Hopefully that helped a little bit. Again, there's lots of people who can support you if you're still having questions, and or listen to this video as many times as you need, and good luck.